Well, in case it was too dark before, this is August the 18th, and I'm at City of Washington waterfront on the Tar River, just upstream from the trestle, and after gar, and I'm watching for surface activity. There's not a lot, but there's some. Oh yeah, there is some rolling right there. So we're going, and I'm trying a new design on the rope jig. So we get up here at the upstream side of Castle Island and work down through this channel back and forth. The gar are pretty much spread out. The blips I'm seeing on the screen are partway down, only down about 6 or 7 feet, so there should be some activity. Guess my camera's going. He's been shaking his head a bit. Don't know how big he is. Okay, we got some action here. Finally. Okay, I think we got him hooked up. And how big is he? Oh yeah, I think we got a decent one. So if the camera's going and I'm getting the footage, there's a fight. Let's see what we got here. May not be that big, but giving up. How can it be hard to catch a gar? But it can be. So of course it may be a striper. I've often thought this rope jig would work good for stripers. Don't know if there's any size, but he's... Oh yeah. Yeah, we got a good one here. Come on up, baby, and come into this net. There we go. I hope I got that on video. I don't think he's as big as the one I got the other day, but let's see if we can get him into the net. That's the tricky part with gar. It is in the net. And you can see how the rope jig is right there in his mouth. So, now, according to the plan, yeah, he's not real big. According to the plan, I'm gonna try to unclip him, if I can do that before I get my gloves on, because I'm really concerned about breaking a pole. These guys are, when they go crazy, they about tear up your boat. Now, is this gonna work? This we do not know. Someplace in this mess. What did he do? Bite my net? Okay, now where in the world is the clip? He's got it all twisted up, so it's better to have the clip up above, no doubt about it. Okay, so that is why. really something that did a lot of casting, and there was a lot of fish, and yet it wasn't until then that it finally scored. So one more try to get the line undone. But I think that it is not going to happen. He got the lure and everything else. So I'll see if I can get it out. But the idea of having the rig set up with a short leader to attach to a clip, it'd be better. This is just not working very good. So I think I'm gonna have to just go ahead and start the butchering process. And that's just all there is to it. Okay, he is disabled, so now I don't have to worry about breaking my pole. All I gotta worry about is this tremendous tide today. And then preparing the gar, what I found is you might just as well cut him off right ahead of these fins in the back, because there is a lot of fatty tissue back there in the meat. Boy, these are the hardest things to get a hold of I've ever seen. So I'll hopefully get this done before I hit the trestle. And he's small enough that he'll go in one piece, I think. I need a better setup than this. Okay. All right. That guy will fit just like that. Okay, this is the new setup that I'm going to try And the gar I just caught has proven the need for this. This is the really fine fibers out of a braided nylon rope, and it's tied to a barrel swivel. And then I've got a safety pin up here bent down, so it will the bait will trail, or the cut bait will be ahead of it, ahead of the rig. And the idea is to make everything as smooth as possible so you don't tangle your fibers up into a hook or anything else. I've gradually learned by mistakes, and so the safety pin holds the cut bait on, and then the short length leader allows you to clip it, unclip it. And main idea as far as doing this was to save my rod, because sometimes the gar will come unglued, and that's all I need is to have him break one of my good rods. So that's the idea. I might trim that down just a little bit, and of course put some cut bait on it. So here's what the setup looks like, and I'm using a number 5 split shot. I've tried weightless and then with more weight, and this is still, trial and error and learning, but it seems like that one split shot is working about right. So there's a little bit of cut bait, which is some brim, and I'm going to trim that down a little bit, but that's the rig, and the soft fibers seem to be working really good to wrap up in their teeth. And I lost him. Okay, it must be that along the bank is where they're feeding, because I immediately got into one over here because I've wondered about it. There's all kinds of gar, and on just about my first cast over to the bank here, I connected. It probably was a small one, but there's so much to learn about these guys. So we'll try it again. Nope, he got loose. And he let go. So I'm assuming those are small ones when that happens. But I think I've just learned something this morning. There's all kinds of gar out in the middle, but I think the ones that are feeding are in here close to the bank, because my percentage rate has gone way up. Because there's jillions of gar. They're all over the place. And so you would think there'd be nothing to catch them. But that hasn't been the case, so learning by mistakes.